everyone, welcome to Philippine Virtual Assistant Network, and this is Marilyn, your virtual assistant instructor and your virtual assistant mom and entrepreneur. So today we're going to talk about the common challenges of a virtual assistant. So to become a successful virtual assistant, you have to face all these challenges. Now, we will discuss to you kung ano-ano ba yung mga challenges ng isang VA. Okay? So, number one, competitiveness. So, with the growing popularity of remote work, maraming mga individuals who are aspiring to become VA. So, at first, they show great potential in the application process. So, you will hire them to fill in the vacant position na available for that certain task. But unfortunately, having a virtual assistant on board is just parang plug and play lang yung laro. But sometimes, it's easy to think that yung mga virtual assistant can do those work immediately and they provide you what you want. Okay? In reality, sa totoo lang, they will actually really require an ample training and supervision before a virtual assistant can become very comfortable with your business. So kahit saang training yan, dapat you have to supervise them so that they will be competitive on the next client that you're going to give them. So another good thing about it is that it helps virtual assistants prepare for any changes. Okay? Especially kapag newbie lang siya. When the virtual assistant is familiar with those business, and he may find it very easy to adopt and even improve in his skills. So, guidance of a superior or a seasoned VA is very, very important if you want to have a competitive or if you want to be a competitive virtual assistant. So another challenges of a virtual assistant is that the company culture. So, kung galing siya sa isang company na galing siya sa office base or an offline company, your company's culture is your company's personality. So, it shows the way you treat your virtual assistant as well as in your virtual assistant response to that treatment. So, that's very important. So, dapat alam niya yung papasukan niya na company kung ano bang klaseng company yon. So, company culture is practically important to develop. So, along when it comes your company's vision, values, and of course your goals. If you have or if you want to join on that company, virtual company, you have to consider, for example, when you walk in that office and then yung boss mo nandun siya, di ba? You don't want to hear your boss voice every now and then. So, especially if the boss will just nag on you. So, in a company culture, it's also very important that you're going to have a good relationship or good environment where they have good relationships with their fellow workers and clients. So kahit na online yan, marami pa ring mga virtual assistant na hindi nagkakaintindihan or sometimes ayaw ni VA yung isang project manager or sometimes si VA i-chismis niya dun sa client kung anong ginagawa, whatever. So, mas very important talaga that you should have a good environment online. So, hindi lang siya sa offline company nangyayari. So, meron din sa mga online VA. So, dapat iwasan natin yon. Sabi nga nila, if you cannot say anything or if you don't have something to say good, shut your mouth na lang. Okay? Now, another VA challenge or common challenges of a virtual assistant, ito yung time difference. At first, it's really hard for me to adjust because I work in the morning and I don't work at night. But working with a virtual assistant from the other side of the globe can be very, very challenging, especially if the client will request you to work at this time. So, depending on the task you have for that VA, so you can schedule yourself, or you can schedule to work on the same hours that you are working. Pwede yung ganon. And the challenge typically comes in adjusting one's body clock to a different time zone. So, doon nagkakaroon ng challenge. Kasi, you don't used to work at that kind of time. Okay, it could negatively affect your performance if one is not flexible to change. So, what you can do is, even before you hire that virtual assistant, or even before you accept that client, you have to agree on your work schedule. That's very, very important. You will be lucky if your client will tell you, okay, just work anytime you want, but make sure you have to finish all the tasks that I gave you on that special or on that day. So that should be sufficient to prepare for an adjustment and helps determine whether the VA can carry out his task accordingly. So before you get that client, or if before signing to your contract or agreement, make sure na yung schedule is clearly stated kung anong oras kayo mag-work. Okay? Now, another one is the productivity. So, how do you know kung ikaw ay magiging productive or hindi? So, nowadays, there's a lot of management tools that exist to help you in working with your virtual assistant, or with for example, you're a project manager and you want to work. So, marami ng mga management tools that you can use for that. It's natural to want to make sure you are working what is expected of your client. So, you don't want to miss out dun sa mga projects and opportunities na binibigay sa'yo ni client. And you also don't want to pay for the time you probably just wasted away. Diba? Kahit sino naman ng mga kliyente or client or mga boss, parang mahihinayang sila to pay you because you didn't do anything. Okay? So, now those are the list of challenges of a virtual assistant. Now, if you have something to add, just let us know and share it with us. Again, this is Marilyn, your virtual assistant teacher in Virtual Assistant Guide and Philippine Virtual Assistant Network. Bye!